Hello, this is wmpyr. I received an interesting question from Stompy Sharp and Pointy, so I thought I would share it with you guys. And basically, he was asking me about a long bladed knife versus a short bladed knife, if I had any thoughts on them, and also about the advantages versus disadvantages. So the first thing that I want to say is that anyone who studies knife combat should have a lot of thoughts on the subject. And from there, you have opinions, and then you're going to have concepts, and you're going to be developing techniques and tactics, and you need to prioritize those thoughts, and you're going to create your own methodology. So that's part of the study of the art. So it's very important to do that. And you know, everyone has different kinds of thoughts and methods and stuff like that. So the next part is advantages versus disadvantages. I really like that train of thought. Instead of saying I believe that a larger blade is superior, is better, is the best option, so this is all I practice. I don't practice smaller blades. I don't believe in that. You know, to have that kind of opinion, I don't think is a good thing. I think it's better to have the idea that maybe this could be your preference, but really what you want to look at is the pros and cons for each one. All right, so each one has their own time and place, or you know, it depends on a lot of things. Okay, so one of the first things that I want to mention is, yes, there's a lot of obvious things that you can say about this versus this, and I'm not really interested in talking about that because, like I said, they're very obvious. If you just put in a little bit of time into it, you could think about it like, yeah, this is a larger blade, so it has more reach. It is heavier. This one right here is more compact, so it's more maneuverable. Yes, those are all, you know, facts, and those are all things that you should consider and think about and all that. So I kind of want to bypass all that. What I do want to focus on is more like on the constant. Okay, so what do I mean by that? What I mean by that, what's interesting to me, like I said, is when you develop your method, you need to have prioritize that stuff, because there's a ton of stuff that you can talk about, and you prioritize. If not, you're going to be lost with all those opinions that you started with. Okay, so for example, this has a big blade, therefore it gives you longer reach. Okay, to me, that is more on circumstance. That tells me how I need to fight. All right, so if I have a longer blade than my opponent, then I could use distance to my advantage. If my opponent has a longer blade, then I need to neutralize that distance somehow. Maybe have a desk in between us, maybe a car in between it. So that's just strategy, and it's just circumstantial. So to me, you know, yes, those things are important, but what I'm more interested in is in a constant. So what is the constant? One of the things here is, with a larger blade like this, the potential damage that this can cause is more than something this size. Okay, and why do I call that a constant? Because you could say, well, you know, can't that be circumstantial as well? The reason why I call that a constant is, like, for example, if you watch a UFC fight, all right, and you got a guy in there who has friggin' KO punch power, and he's known for his right hand, that he's been dropping guys, and this is like one hit and the guy's going to be out. Okay, or like, let's say Mirko Krokop is a great example I like to bring up. His left high kick, okay, back in his prime, that took out guys, and if you weren't careful about that, and if you didn't develop a strategy around that, chances are he's going to land it on you, and it's going to be goodbye. Like you said, you're going to be in the graveyard. All right. So in that case, the person who has that one hit knockout ability, and I mean, it's razor sharp, it's honed, the skill is super razor sharp, and they got it really good. No matter you're fighting at a distance, you're fighting close, no matter what the situation, you always have to worry about that. You know, they have that puncher's chance. Whether you're tired, whether you have more friends, you have more weapons, or whatever, they still, that's always a factor. Okay, something you have to think about. So to me, this is a constant. This is something that's always going to be there, regardless of if I have it or they have it, the terrain is wet or whatever, it doesn't change. All right, the bigger, larger blade has the potential to cause way more damage, and that's something that is very, very interesting for me. Anyway, thank you for listening, and take care, folks.